we have another amazing friend to bring to the stage. Everybody, please welcome our one and only, as you know her, LisaRenee. Hey, lady, how are you?
Hi.
So good to see you. I love your cat in the hat back there. So fun.
Thank you.
Is that your preschool, like, kind of area
This
where you go?
is the downstairs preschool, and this is like where they do their fine motor activities right here. Yeah.
Rock on. Okay, same question. So when did you find me? Where did you come into my world?
It was last April. I mean, the April we just had. I saw you on a Facebook. I was working in a preschool that was a daycare, but they called it a preschool. And I had a 40-minute commute, and I just didn't like what was going on there. There was a lot of changes and things that they wanted us to do that I in my heart didn't feel like real teaching. And a lot of people there that didn't have their heart into it either. And then at the end of the day, I had to clean all these toilets and just things that I was like, are you kidding me? You know, I'm not beneath cleaning toilets, and now I'm cleaning my own toilets here. So, but it was totally different. Then I had a long commute home, and then my son was 15 then, and he was having a lot of homework. And then I really didn't have like the energy to make dinner and do his homework. And it was becoming like this really stressful thing for me. So I had like no energy at night, and I was starting to just like get in this whole cycle of like, and then I also felt like this is not my purpose. Like, I just felt like I had no purpose. I felt like I'm going to a job. I love preschool, but this doesn't feel like preschool. And I just felt depressed. Like, I started to get sad, like depressed. Like, this is it. This is my life. Like, this is all there is. Like, every day, this is what I'm going to do, you know? And so then when I started to I got the book first, and then I started watching all these, lives, and there you are. And I just kept.
So was I in the challenge at that point? Yeah. We were going toward the challenge. Yeah.
And then when I'm on the challenge, I was like, for me, I've had a blog before, so I thought, oh, this isn't going to be hard. I know how to do technical things, but I struggled. And I didn't think I'm one of those people that want to finish. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to finish, because I started to get really hung up on some technical stuff, and I was almost in tears. And I was like, I'm, and I didn't really get into it with my husband yet, because I just wanted to see if I could do the challenge. And then I completed it, and I was really proud of myself. But then I was like, here's a big decision, like, are you really going to do this? Or was this just some challenge that you did, so then I did tell my husband, and at first, he was kind of skeptical. Oh, who's this Joy? Is this real? Like, what if you, do this and you don't get this, so it was a big leap of faith to believe, to believe someone on the internet, and then to invest in yourself and to invest money. And for me, money was I was in that like lack, like, oh, scarcity. I don't have enough money. How am I, so that became an issue for me. And then I watched one of your motivation nights, and you were like, yeah, but there's so many other things that you can do. And I'm thinking, no, there isn't. Like, I don't want another 8-hour job. And then you started to like rattle off some things. And then I started to like think, wait, I could sell some things that I've had in my basement that are actually good things. I could do DoorDash, which petrified me. I don't know if anyone understands just how petrified I am about driving and like knocking on people's doors. But I did it. And then I was a huge Starbucks drinker, and I was like, I'm going to nix that. I'm not going to drink my Starbucks. And I just got rid of a whole bunch of little things. I had memberships to like just things on the internet that I liked. I got rid of it. And then I just said, I'm just gonna do it. I'm taking a real leap of faith, and I'm gonna say, let's see what happens. And I was so happy with what happened.
Well, you got resourceful is what you did. I think because when that pain is enough, I mean, you said you're in a pretty bad depression and things, when the pain feels enough, all you're wanting is it for it to stop, and you realize like, okay, well, things have to change in order for it to stop. And if this is an avenue for me that's been put here for me, why not walk it, right? But you did have to work. I remember you, I tell everybody, I remember my DoorDash girl, I saw your comments about like, yeah, I did DoorDash and I'm doing DoorDash right now to get the money. I'm like, thank you. Like somebody's finally doing what I tell them to do, like to go get money. You're doing it. But I didn't know that it petrified you.
So yeah. I have a lot of little anxieties, which is maybe why I work with preschool, because they don't give me any anxiety.
Right.
But that was really scary for me to go to houses and make sure I didn't mess up the order and all sorts of things. So, so that was kind of good because it was like a whole nother challenge.
Well, and look at, every single thing compounds on it. You're just investing in yourself. So now what degree or experience did you have coming into the challenge?
How did I feel like coming in?
Sorry, what degree? Like degrees?
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I'm different than some people because I have an early childhood background, and then I went to college for elementary ed. But because I have a learning disability, I did not pass the test to teach in a public school. I took the test 3 or 4 times, and I had test modifications, and I still failed. Yeah. So I was stuck in the daycare world because of that. That was a real heartache for me because all I wanted to do was be a teacher. You're going to get me crying. And I thought I was never going to be able to do it in my way. So this is like my way, and I can do it. So.
No, I feel that. And I know that we have teachers on the line right now, absolutely, who feel that's all you want at the end of the day is teach the way that the kids learn best. You don't want your hands held. You don't want them tied, you want to just be able to have the freedom to teach that way. And I think that's where it was going with the daycare situation, right? Is you couldn't even teach like the concepts you knew they needed. Like that was being removed.
No, they even took out like they took out all of the kitchen and the little oven that they had. And they said they can't play cooking anymore. And
yeah. Breaks your heart. Yeah. So you came into the challenge, you posted your script, you did your DoorDash and everything, you posted your script. And how many students did you get signed up?
Well, I was disappointed because I had one parent super interested, and she came for a tour, and I was like, oh, this is it. It's, and then after a little while, she got more nervous about germs in pandemic. And so I lost her. And then, and that was upsetting at first, like, oh, see, I can't do it, and all the fear came back, and all that momentum was like, see, you can't do this. And then I gotta say, Monday motivation worked for me because I haven't missed one motivation Monday. So since April. So I feel like a couple of those were like, look at Lisa, you got to try other places. Like, and so I did the In Your Face flyer. And it turned out I tried to hire this boy, and then he was all into it. And then when he heard the real details, he didn't want to do it. So my son and my husband and I went around and did it 2,000 flyers.
Yes.
Because they were pricey, so I couldn't do more than 2,000.
Yeah.
And I did that. And then I went into some mom groups and kind of listened to pain points, and then kind of like wrote things. And that's how I got the rest. And I have 8. And today I got a referral, and I'll have 9. And I can have more here. And I am getting licensed just because I chose to, but I don't have to. But
so you went all summer without any students, and then you started
August. I had one child coming.
Wow. And one child, guys, listen up. She had one child in August, and we are 2 months later, maybe even shorter than 2 months. And she could have said, you know what, for one kid, this is not worth it. It's not worth it. Like my 2.5 hours of teaching is not worth it. And who's he going to play with? Or she, but you kept at it. You got scrappy.
Yeah. And that mom was in a mom's group, and she talked about it in the mom group. I didn't get anyone specifically like a referral from her, but she put it out there. And so you just don't know who saw it or read it or so.
Totally. Yeah. And that's the thing, like I kind of think of it like as this boomerang, okay? Guys, we are just like sending out all these boomerangs, okay, into the world of all these different posts and talking to people and all these things. And you never know when it's going to circle back and come back to you. It might come back quicker. One may have gone all the way around the world, and it might take, months to come back to you. But every effort that you're doing is something, And
I think about it in the same way as like, if I want to buy something, like even with you, if I want to buy someone from something, I want to trust them. B, I want a couple like touches of them first. Like I want to like like I always like to say like 7 touches. Like, all right, I saw them somewhere. I saw their book. Okay, I saw this. Like, I heard from someone who said this. And then I start to think this, okay, this sounds like a brand or something that I want. And I think that's what some of the parents did with me.
Right. Absolutely. So now, because you have the 9 students, though, it was because you didn't give up on the 1. Right. I think people need to pay attention to that, right? Yeah. So as we close this up here, what are you like? I mean, this is now your program. You're the one in charge. Tell me how excited you are to be able to teach those kiddos every day.
Well, I'm having a really good time because I have 3 5-year-olds. So for me, that's like heaven, because I'd love to teach just kindergarten. Yeah. And I come right downstairs in the morning with my coffee and set up the room, play kids music down here. And then at the end of the day, I Clorox everything, I vacuum, go back upstairs, and I start doing whatever I got to do upstairs. And it's just, awesome. I feel like when I walk up the stairs, I have like this big grin, because I'm like, I didn't have to drive home, and I don't have this big drama, like no commute. It's here I am, and I know everyone doesn't have a luxury of having the downstairs be your whole thing, but I could do it in a room and still feel like that, because there isn't that stress of now I got to drive home, and now I got to be in traffic, and now I got to go home. And so I'm having a great time. So.
Absolutely. Now, if there's anyone listening that, maybe struggled in school, or that, is really struggling with not being able to teach the way they want, maybe even a, early childhood education teacher or elementary ed teacher, whoever, what would you say to them if they're on the fence right now about joining Preschool All-Stars? What would you say to them?
Well, for me, the way I feel, and I would say to them 2 things. One, like, because I have this learning disability, I feel that I needed a specific kind of support from people who already know what they're doing, or who have already done some of this. I can't just ask my regular friends, because they don't have a clue. They don't do this. I have teacher friends, but this is very different in a way, like they're stuck in their job. They like their job. Maybe they don't like their job. So one would be like, really definitely take the leap of faith, because you're going to get all that support. And for me, like, some technical things are really hard because of my learning disability. So being in that group, I can have all the tech help I need. I don't have to like figure out who's going to come help me with my computer or this or that. So I don't know. That's been really helpful to me to know that I can go there for questions. I can share ideas. I can get tech help. I've only used the Zoom room one time, but I know it's there. But I have talked to some of the All-Stars on the phone, because I'm a phone person. But anyway, I would just say, get off the fence and do it for yourself. And you're going to see it's not as scary as it seems. And you're going to be, I can't imagine that it wouldn't be happy for you like it is for me and for some of the rest of us, because it's like we know each other here, but we don't, but it feels like we do.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We had Kristen messaged me Kristen from our All-Star group. She messaged me last night, and she said something funny. She's like, I feel like I'm your friend. I was like, well, dang it, I should hope so by now. Like, if we're not friends, then what the heck are we doing, girl? Anyways, that's funny.
It feels like that. Yep.
Yes, 100%. Like, I mean, even though we've all literally just met virtually, and I've only met 2 All-Stars like in real life, well, actually more now, because we did have summits, but yeah, like, it seems like I know everybody for so long. But I think the other thing you mentioned here too is, I look back to your time when when they said, hey, you failed at this exam, and you 1, 2, 3, how many times you took it and stuff, and how all of a sudden the power was basically taken away from you. Oh, that thing you want to go do, can't do it, but you said, you know what? I can do anything I set my mind to. And you took your power back, and you said, I don't care what they said about that test. I don't care that they said I can't teach XYZ. I can go teach kids, and I'll teach them the way they want. Like, that's powerful.
I really feel like you can learn a lot of things from each other, from the internet, from other people who are doing it. Like, you've showcased some people like Vanessa Levin and other people who are big people that I've followed for a long time, that if you start following them on YouTube and other things, you're going to learn.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a degree. So
absolutely. I love that. Well, you're phenomenal. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. All right, girl. We'll see ya.